Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Barbells, Burgers, and Bitching podcast. This is episode 8. Numero what's 8 in Spanish, Ocho?
I don't know. You're doing French lessons. You should know what it is in French.
I know it's wheat in French.
Shredded?
Yes, the chocolate kind.
Nice.
That's the best one because you get the chocolate milk afterwards.
There's a tummy to ask.
think-
Anything chocolatey in it. You're
Do you
preaching.
like shredded wheat?
You're preaching to the choir here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. They're
I've not had it in ages.
shredded wheat.
Yeah, why is it?
I'm trying to get confused between cereals.
The cereal that looks like it's
The hash pillow.
yeah.
The little
It
hash
looks like
pillow.
it's Hessian sacking kind of stuff. It looks like it's weaved.
Shredded wheat. Yeah, and yet the normal ones, like the beigey coloured ones and the chocolate ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a stroke and thought I was.
It's 10 out of 10. That's a classic, or at least it was in my memory. I haven't heard it for years. Anyway, quick tangent. Welcome back to a Q&A, where we will be covering a couple of questions that we have been given by clients and people on Instagram.
You're good, bruh.
And also covering a little bit about navigating the New Year / Christmas rush, because that is something I've been asked about a lot. And does anyone touch on it really with you? Probably not so much.
I mean, I think there's still the aspect from like training, but I think the nutrition standpoint in Christmas is probably a lot more.
Smoother.
No.
More like
That's more
relaxed,
of a talking point, isn't it?
what
should I eat around? We'll do my Whereas like training is just like, oh well, if the gym's closed on Christmas Day, you're probably not going to be able to train on Christmas Day, but then you get back at it when the gym's open. Whereas nutrition is like a lot of people are having like a week, 2 weeks off.
Yeah, I was just thinking more of the stand that I tend to deal with more weight loss focused clients than you do. In comparison, so obviously for them it feels like a lot more of a. Yeah, you deal with people that want to eat more to get more jacked as a whole.
That's easy.
Usually food is like a massive... Sorry, food what? Christmas is a massive anabolic window for them.
Eat all of the turkeys.
I'm also going to apologise in advance if I start spewing absolute bullshit, or if I'm getting my words constantly mumble-jumbled. I'm just really tired. But we're going to power through nonetheless, and I'm hoping your energy is going to infect me and I'm going to radiate...
Yes.
Lots of good vibrations. Anyway, let's crack on. Good vibrations.
Energy.
Oh, speaking of which, Fire Apps came out today. You want to talk about yours, Mr. Fred again, super fan?
Yeah, hang on. Let me pull up the actual stats, because I was like, I knew he was going to be the one.
I'm sad because my Spotify Wrapped isn't a true reflection of the music I like or enjoy, because the majority of the hours that I have spent listening to music, apparently according to Spotify Wrapped, arguably so because I was unconscious, was the playlist that I have to put on quite a lot to send me to sleep and to keep me asleep.
Which is surprising because you fall asleep within...
yeah, but sometimes I just really struggle to unwind or really switch off. So putting...
Oh, you never have that issue when you're around me. He's looking out like a light.
Maybe you just naturally relax me.
I'm like, Han, okay.
Or bore me, I'm not sure. I'm joking.
Wow.
Joking.
Well, you should have added, if I mumble my words or whatever and I'm just being a bit of a shithouse. Jesus
Get
Christ.
that when I'm tired.
Savage.
No, go on, crack on with your stats.
Yeah, so I knew that he was going to be the old again, and Fred was going to be up there.
Is that how many hours you've listened to him?
Which
7,000?
one? No, that's just general. That's just how much I've listened to music.
How many days is that?
83 days.
Oh, I think mine was 32 days.
Yeah, so it's not that bad. That bit's not that bad. The bit that gets... God, I'm zooming in everywhere. Is the top song I listened, which was Glow, and I listened to that 738 times. Tell me you're autistic without telling me you're autistic. Oh, it gets worse.
That was a big habit fixation.
It gets worse. I was in... So, what was it? I was a top 0.001% global fan. I listened to his music for 19,699 minutes.
Fred, if you don't give him free tickets...
Yeah. And the worst one... you're the number 218 top listener of Fred again globally. That's
pretty good. It's pretty impressive. You know what's so annoying though? We both really wanted to see him on his tour.
Yep.
But we were only available for 2 weekends of the ones he did, and we couldn't get tickets for it.
Well, I think the ones in Europe that he did were busy.
But we thought, it's okay because he's got 10 more to go. Our calendar calms down by then. We can make sure that we're really on the ball and surely one of those will land on. The second our calendar frees up, he announces that the rest of his tour is going to be in freaking Canada.
Yeah, the first 5, because I thought originally when he announced it, he was like, like I'm
He was doing
touring
world tour,
Europe.
but he was doing like 10, he was releasing 10 songs and doing 10 performances in 10 different countries. But originally,
cities. So it was 10 songs, 10 songs, 10 weeks, 10 cities. So his plan was to release a song every week and then every time that song was released, he was then going to do a gig on a Friday or a Saturday in a different city. So first he's done one, I think he did one in Ireland, and then he was in whatever.
Oh, he was in like Dublin,
and then we were like,
Madrid.
oh yeah, because he was announcing it like on the, so he'd do the gig like the Friday, Saturday, and on the Sunday he'd announce it. We're like, oh, okay, cool. And I thought, well, the way he was talking about it right at the beginning, that it was going to be 10 cities in Europe.
Yeah.
And then he was like, okay, cool. So the next half of the tour is in Canada. I was like, oh, okay, brilliant.
But he was being really cryptic about it. Also, you couldn't book the ticket until like the week of the show, so you could like it would be released the song would be released on the Friday. The tickets would be released on the Monday for that following Friday. So that was right, wasn't it?
No, I think.
Or was it Friday?
I think he was doing gigs on Saturday.
Oh, gigs on Saturday.
So I think,
but either way, it was
I think it'd be song on Friday, gig on Saturday. He would say which city it was on the Sunday, and then the Monday the tickets dropped.
Oh yeah, so you literally only had a week.
You got like a day to.
To sort your shit out, but like a week
like,
to actually get that organised, and which we would have so done.
Yep.
But that's not very logistically possible for Canada.
No.
Not to mention the cost.
Europe you could just do like, depending on where it was, it's either like you could train it, you could fly it, and then there and back in a weekend, or like 24 hours.
So good.
Yep.
I saw him before
Although he did say that because he basically, after the first couple of weeks, he started releasing more than one. He's like, right, I've completely fucked 10 songs, 10 whatever. So he's on about after Christmas, extending it potentially after.
The tour?
Yeah. I think stopping when it's, because the album releases at the end of the 10 weeks. And then I think he was saying that because he's like enjoying the vibe so much, that he might carry that on into the new year. So there's hope in potentially like Jan, Feb time that he might do more. Hopefully in Europe. Yeah. Although he was on about, because of the way he was doing things differently, he couldn't do any things in England because they were doing this weird thing with like I can't remember. It's weird to describe. Not a giant blanket, but he was rather, as well as the show, he was doing like a bit of arty stuff as well. So it had to be specific venues that they could actually like attach this stuff to. So he was saying like, unfortunately, he couldn't do it in the UK because they were doing this funky stuff. So the other possibility is that he might come back to do 1 or 2 in the UK because he might fuck off that whole thing after he's done that tour and just be like, right, I just want to do more. Because I think he did say like, really sorry everyone, but we will try and do some shit.
Yeah.
So there's hope, but you know.
He was.
You've seen him already?
I have. I saw him before. I was like, I knew who he was and I'd listened to a couple of his songs, but I didn't like know him until I went to a festival in Sweden and saw him there. And it was like the highlight of my entire weekend. It was fucking incredible. And since then I've been like a big fan. And then when I met you and you were like, oh, I like Fred again, I was like, oh, we're gonna get on great.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, boy. Anyway, that was a big fat tangent again. Oh, we were talking about Spotify Wrapped. Yeah, the majority of mine it's Fred again, and then the rest of the music and albums are just a part of this unknown play. Yeah, it's literally the sleep playlist.
Which is surprising, again, seeing as you fall asleep within 2 seconds. So.
Oh, it's just so soothing, though. I have the best... You know what it is, though? It's not even falling asleep. It's the quality of sleep that I have when I play this music it's unmatched. Almost like someone's flossing your brain. Like, that's how satisfying it feels. Trust me, I'll play it tonight, and you tell me how I love it.
The thought of someone flossing my brain makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Relaxing. It's so like...
Leave my brain alone.
Blinding.
Leave my brain. Yeah,
anyway, should we crack on with the Q&A?
Yeah, so as always...
no. Would you rather?
Yeah, as always, we do a funny before we get into... do we say it was a Q&A episode?
Yeah.
We've done
that at the start.
Okay, well, I'm deaf. Yeah, we always start off with funny, just to warm up.
So, Alex, would you rather...
Yeah.
Would you rather be baby birded by a stranger every time you eat, or only eat cat food for the rest of your life?
For people that don't know what baby birded is, you know how like mother birds they chew the food first and then they go
spit it back into the bird's mouth.
Yeah, hawk tour. That's something else. Hawk tour. No mama birds are hawk touring on their baby birds. That'd be gross. Yeah, cat food easily, no question. The thought of, because when it's a stranger,
wouldn't be that bad. Surely it's probably just going to be like fish.
I'm sure there's different kinds of fish food as well.
Food.
So
I'm sure the biscuits will taste okay.
I bet it's high in protein. Isn't that whole thing about some dog foods that are really high in protein? So I'm sure so that's macro solid. And then with the stranger thing, would you rather be baby birded by a stranger every time?
I don't know what the stranger
is. It the same stranger? Because surely if it's the same stranger, they wouldn't be a stranger because they don't get used to them I'm like, all right, Dave, you're going to
No,
spit
it
your
says
food in
baby
my mouth.
birded by a stranger, so it's going
So
to
it's a random person every time. Yeah, you don't know. Like, you might get a fucking crack addict hobo that's baby birding
I also
in your mouth.
don't. The food that I probably want to eat isn't going to be anywhere near as nice if it's been chewed up and spat.
Also,
in my
could you
mouth.
imagine if someone just spit soup in your mouth?
That's disgusting. I don't know why I'm saying that. Like, that's the worst thing that it could be, because it's not going to be any different, really. Because you're not going to chew soup up and spit it back out, are you?
Glad you've got Donald Trump. I'm gonna spit the soup in your mouth.
I would
Open wide.
heave
Open.
and spit it back in his face. That'd be a great opportunity.
You'd go, open wide, Hannah. Here comes the soup.
You're too good at that. It's a bit uncanny. Anyway, first question of the Podipod pod.
Well, I need to find out because I got asked that.
It was on your phone.
Yes, it was. Do we name him?
I can do. Ben asked us this question.
Yeah, Ben asked a question.
So we're going to answer it, Ben, if you listen.
Shout out, Benjamin. Yeah, he won't be the top bit.
Why? Oh. That's not the question.
No, it's just funny. So he said, if someone had a perfect workout plan, perfect nutrition, and other perfect conditions for bodybuilding, if you remove issues like aging, could they achieve the results physique of a pro bodybuilder?
What's your opinion on this?
No.
Why?
I feel like there's a missing equation, a missing thing to that.
Go on.
Yeah.
You can elaborate, you know, you don't have to answer in like one word.
No, I'm just thinking, no, because I'm thinking, if you remove issues like age, no, because it would...
I feel like the one thing missing to that is got nothing to do with even... I mean, gear obviously has a huge impact on how successful you are as a bodybuilder.
You're saying genetics?
Mine would be genetics, because that goes to anything in sport. Like the top 1%, for example, who win all these competitions,
but
could literally follow any dog shit plan, whether it's optimal or not, and probably still be really, really good.
But I think his point is, because obviously you've got like naturals and enhanced. So even if someone like the people that you see win the top bodybuilding shows are the genetic elite.
Yeah.
So their point is, if you remove the gear, even though they're genetic elite, they would still get beaten by someone that was on gear on the pro stage, because you need the gear to get to that size.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but then his point.
But even when you're on gear, you have to have the good genetics.
Yeah, because you think how saturated, especially as like bodybuilding has got more popular, you think how saturated bodybuilding has got.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot more people doing it. And all those people will be on gear. It's the same. I suppose Olympics is controversial because it's supposed to be drug free, but in my opinion, I think that
it's definitely not drug
free. The 99% of the people in the Olympics are all on drugs.
Or they're just smart about how they do it.
Because you can test for what you know exists.
Yeah.
And two, you can come off the stuff a bit before so it doesn't show up. Well, I suppose they get randomly tested, don't they? But it's the same thing as like, what's it? Technically, strongman is drug tested. Technically, strongman, like when you watch World's Strongest Man, technically that's drug tested. Do you think those guys are just eating corn mints like Mo Farah suggests? No, he did
corn mints.
You not seen Mo Farah?
Corn mints. Yeah. Oh, I thought you said corn.
You not seen that either? Where it's like practice protein.
Yeah, I thought you said corn, though, like corn on the cob.
No, corn. Yeah, and it's like, oh, if you just eat lots of your proteins, you will be a strong man. It's like, no, you usually need something else to get to 400 pounds and be muscles.
Did you say Mo Farah?
Yeah, he did the thing.
Oh, I thought you were sort of saying he was 400 pounds.
No, but you know the whole thing about him, like saying he was like, I'm a champion because I ate this protein. Yeah, I'm sure that's all it was.
To be fair, for the likes of Mo Farah, they train in also completely different conditions for us.
Yeah, performance-enhancing drugs aren't just steroids. Look at the cycling. Armstrong, he got done for EPO and blood doping. It's not just steroids that does it.
It's very true. It's very true.
And everyone's like, oh, cycling. Oh, no one.
We've got no proof, but it's just our opinion. But anyway, short answer to that question is no.
I would say no, because you need that
you need
next
that
level.
genetic predisposition anyway, because you could get the leanest, strongest, most muscular version of yourself, and you could still not look. Also, this is a big reason why I despise bodybuilding. I'm not even going to say no disrespect, because I feel like I can't say that not disrespectfully.
Hey, this is the Barbells Burgers and Bitching podcast. Where we put the B in bitching.
I've got no problem with like bodybuilder style training or people chasing aesthetic goals. Like I've got no issue with that. I just hate the notion that you've got this sport. I don't even consider it a sport. That you've got people.
Any bodybuilders out there, fire shots out.
Literally dedicating their entire life, investing so much time, money, energy, effort, all that, to be then told, no, sorry, you are actually in your you're leanest, you know, you are in absolutely fantastic shape, but I don't actually like the shape of your left delt, so therefore you're not winning. It's all opinion based. It's all dependent on what judge you've got on the day, on what they're looking for on the day, and that criteria can change all
So
the
is
time.
powerlifting to a degree.
No, because
Yes,
it's
it's the opinion of 3 judges.
Oh yeah, but there's still a set criteria.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
It's
I
not.
know-
It's not valid.
No, I agree. What do you mean it's not valid?
Because you've still got a set criteria. Like you have
Yeah,
to
but
squat below parallel.
How many squats have been world records that squatted high because the judges gave them the lights when it clearly wasn't on reflection?
I know, but
Just saying.
arguably you can still then turn around and be like, well, we know that squat was high, but you know, there's still a set criteria that you have to be working towards. Whereas, like, yes, you've got
bodybuilding.
in a way that you've got classes that have different overall looks, but again, it becomes so specific and
I think the thing with
opinion-based.
bodybuilding is that, like,
I just think it's shit.
but no, it is very subjective, and I think we're not bodybuilders, so we don't know. If there are any bodybuilders that are seasoned, you know, tell us we're wrong, or you know, give us your side. But I think it's one of those things where you see looks come and go.
Yeah.
So you might have 10 years of one look being favoured, and then you might have, and then it switches, and it's like, well, 10 years ago people wanted size, and then 10 years later it's more about still having size, but more about the conditioning and being freaky peeled. It's like, so you like, whereas for me, I would want to have a body that I liked, not that I was trying to do it to impress some judges. But then again, that's their life and that's what they want to do. Whereas powerlifting, I can, within reason, it doesn't really matter what I look like as long as I lift the weight within the rules of the sport and the judges give me 2 white lights, preferably 3, but I'll take 2.
An objective sport.
But with anything, there's always going to be things, because we know for a fact there are lifts that have passed that shouldn't have passed because of,
yeah, of course,
quote unquote, you know, dodgy judging.
I'd be very interested to talk to a bodybuilder actually off the back of that, because I've never.
I was going to go really harsh then.
Stereotype. Bodybuilders are like.
If they're going to throw shade at us for being fat,
that's
to
true.
sit on chairs and do 5 minutes in between, I'm going to throw shade at them for being.
Yeah, that's true. Powerlifters have a reputation for being fat.
Fat, out of shape, slobs. We do one set of bench and then sit down on put up a camping chair for 5 minutes while we
do.
try to recover from being winded.
Fill our face with sweets and Haribo.
Yeah, we're all
monster running through our veins.
We're all white monster and white monster and what they called Sour Patch Kids. Yeah, we're smashing that.
No, but I would be interested to speak to a bodybuilder, because I've never listened to a podcast, seen an interview,
I have listened
heard bodybuild. No, I've listened to a lot, but I've never heard one that suggests to me people genuinely enjoy bodybuilding that doesn't have a deeper rooted cause of some level of insecurity or untapped issue.
Sorry, why did we get into lifting weights?
Yeah, but we don't powerlift to mask some sort of insecurity. You see so many people do it because they're looking for external validation, which arguably, yes, people could do for powerlifting or like any sport. But bodybuilding, because it's
especially in this generation.
But it's so based off opinion, it's so based off looks, aesthetics, you know, how hard can you train? And it's
I definitely think they're more
different because it's
more narcissistic than powerlifting. There's very much like look at me.
It's got that culture, yeah.
I think it's the same for power. I think it's the same for anything, because especially with social media now, everyone's there like peacocking.
I also just don't find it impressive.
Don't you?
Like
I respect it. I find it impressive. Like to diet like that.
No, yeah, and
like, for sure, that's impressive.
I respect people's ability to commit to a process, but I just don't. I'm not impressed by someone being able to get so lean that it puts their health in jeopardy. Like, to me, that just doesn't seem like something worth.
But then isn't all sport to a degree inherently unhealthy because you're pushing your body to the extreme, and that's not healthy? You can say what we're doing potentially isn't quote unquote the healthiest thing, because we're not supposed to be pushing the limits.
Well, we're not all the time. Like, what will we do it for like one day?
No,
we'll do it for a period of weeks.
Yeah, but the accumulation of lifting.
You phase it back down, and like you never push it to the point
where
bodybuilders
are lean all the time. They get lean for a.
No, I know, but what they have to do to get in the condition that they need to be on stage, I feel like holds a lot more risk, especially for women. Maybe not so much for men. Obviously, it's like person dependent. But like
powerlifting, you get aggressive water cuts for like weight classes.
But that's stupid. Again, I don't condone that. I think that's stupid.
But then this is an interesting argument
poor management of nutrition and weight management.
Well, yes, but then there's also a thing. Have you seen the documentary Bigger, Faster, Stronger? There was a poll done on that about like Olympic athletes, and it was the whole thing of like, would you take 10 years off your life if it meant that you could get a gold medal? They were like, yeah. But the people at the top, when it's their life and they are the elite, and they do, like, taking steroids and taking performance enhancing drugs is inherently risky. No matter how much you try and like get your bloods done and all that kind of shit, there's always going to be a risk. Like,
Yeah, there's definitely safer ways to do it.
There's safe ways, but you can't mitigate everything. So I think the people that are pushing the extremes, ultimately, they know it's unhealthy, but don't give a fuck because they want to be the best.
Yeah, I think I'm probably getting at the question of people that don't.
But I think it's an interesting
that due diligence
conversation because like the people that are doing the aggressive water cuts are the ones that are trying to break records. That's why they're doing. So if you're an amateur bodybuilder, powerlifter, whatever, and you're doing like aggressive water cuts, you're a fucking idiot. Don't do that.
Yeah, you know what? That's true.
That is stupid. If you're a top one and trying to break an all-time world record in the squat, in my opinion, like there's a reason they're doing that because they're the top 0.01%.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Jim that's doing an amateur powerlifting comp shouldn't be doing aggressive water cut. I think there's like with anything, there's levels to it.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that really unless you're literally about to take a title.
But they say that, don't they? Like if you're getting into powerlifting, it's like, oh, I should do cuts. Like, no. If you're doing like your powerlifting comp, to enter whatever weight you are at comfortably and see if you like it first, and then if you give it a bit more serious, then figure out what weight class you're most competitive at. Then you can fuck around with that. But your first one, why the fuck would you diet and lose 10 kilos? You weigh 90, find the weight class that fits you in 90. You weigh 70, find the one that puts you in 70. You weigh 100, pick the class that gets you in 100.
Yeah.
Even if you're at the top end or the bottom end of it, doesn't matter. Like the whole point is like, is this sport for me? Do I want to do it?
Very, very true.
And then you can fuck around with that stuff. But I agree.
No, I agree with what you said though. Like it's. I guess that's not applicable to 1% of any sport. Like people are going to be doing stupid shit like powerlifting, bodybuilding, and all the rest. But like for the general population who are doing it because they want something to focus on, they want a goal, they like a bit of competitiveness in their journey. Like don't be doing shit like that. Like come on. Do it with people that actually know what they're doing and not just doing it for the title, the reward. Like, do it safely. Just, don't be silly. Anyway, the next question was all about sport-specific training and what that can look like.
So I've had one or two conversations with people, and I know you work with a sports person as well. So you have I know it's like the more of the new.
It's not relevant to this point. I don't do the training.
But you have an idea of it. You know what goes into it.
I know what goes into sports. Yeah.
So the question, I've had a few people message and talk about strength and conditioning or the gym for sport, and it's like what should I be doing, and some of the common pitfalls you see with this. So we'll talk generally, and then we can use an example from sport to say how we'd outline a program maybe or what it should look like.
No, we're not going into that much detail.
No, but we can be very general. I'm talking about something, like plyos into strength work into accessory work. I'm not going to break it down, but I'm saying what it could look like as a very flash,
Yeah, go for it.
So I think some of the common misconceptions you get with the biggest one I see, I don't know if you agree with it when you see people talk about it, is that they try and replicate their sport in the gym. Mm-hmm. So it'll be someone that plays golf trying to set up a cable machine and do a golf swing on a cable machine.
Yeah.
And it's you should try and keep the gym and the sport separate. So the gym is for making the physical qualities that you need better so that when you're practicing the skill, you can better express the skill.
Yeah, so a golf person, for example, you don't really want to be getting better at swinging, but you might want to get stronger at rotation exercises. So it's
don't golf swing to get your rotation, but do something like side bends, Russian twists.
No. I feel like you're going to get so much more from a what they called, not a windmill.
Power-offs?
No, the cable. Wood chopper.
High to low.
No, wood chopper. Oh, yeah.
Yes, high to low. Yeah, or low to high.
I always get wood chopper and windmill mixed up.
Yeah. Basically,
but anyway, yeah.
So basically, you look at what do you need to be strong at, twisting or whatever, bending, whatever it is. You do the thing. So so if you take something, because there's many ways to do it, but rugby's the one I know the most because my brother did it and I helped him with that kind of stuff. Look at what rugby needs, right? You need to be explosive, you need to have power, you need to be strong, and then you need to have a bit of muscle. This is very general. There's obviously going to be way more into it, changing direction, everything, but we'll keep it basic. Generally, you need power, strength, and then you need to be a bit of size or, bit of mass to be one to protect yourself and bulletproof yourself. Also, so you don't you can actually maul people. Your session might look like something like some plyo at the start for power, so some jumps or Olympic lifts if you can do them. Some strength work where you're actually trying to get stronger in lower body, upper body, squat, deadlift, pressing, and then accessories to make you well-rounded and fill in the blanks. But the gym work that you do, you're not trying to pick up the heaviest weight you can and chuck it like a rugby ball against the wall to make your passing better. It's you're trying to make yourself more powerful, stronger, bigger in the gym so that when you go onto the rugby field and you're practicing doing scrumming, line out, tackling, passing, those skills are better because you've made yourself stronger, quicker and bigger in the gym. Mm-hmm. So then the physical qualities are better so that when you go and play rugby, and do the skills of it, you can better express those. It's the same thing as like,
I think it's interesting actually. You see it a lot. Like if you look at a really good, and I'm having this like saying this because me and Dan have been talking about this recently. But you, for example, might see a naturally someone who's never powerlifted before come into the gym and be really freakishly strong, and you think, what the hell? And it's uncanny at how many you see that have previously been throwers, because obviously throwers are hella powerful. They have fantastic upper body strength and are just really good at generating power efficiently. Hence why they can typically transfer quite easily over into a sport like powerlifting, because it requires the same qualities. Again, they didn't have to powerlift to be good at powerlifting. There's obviously going to be things to correct, but because they did the training there to support what powerlifting demands, it helps. And it's the same with what you were saying, like you could train as a powerlifter in the gym to be able to be more effective in rugby, because you then become stronger, like arguably fitter, and more powerful. Obviously, depending on the. Yeah, that's just a very basic example.
I think like obviously with sports as well is that like just because you're freakishly strong doesn't necessarily be going to be good at it if you can't express the skills well. Like the two, you need to be good.
Oh yeah,
you need to be good at both. It comes down
but
to
the baseline can be like the foundation.
Yes, no, absolutely, because the whole thing goes down to like, would you want to be tackled by someone that can squat 200 and bench 150, or tackled by someone that can squat 70 kilos and bench 35? I'm going to pick the person that's weaker because it's not going to hurt as much.
Yeah.
If you pick that person that's strong and they squat a lot of weight, so their legs are fucking strong, and you know that they can press and pull a lot of weight, so their upper body's strong, and you've got that going into you when they're efficient at tackling, that's going to be a night. That's not someone I want to get fucking mauled by. But you look at like even like fighters as well. We've had a conversation with like a guy that does like has a fighting gym, and it's like you don't have to be like the world's best powerlifter or whatever, but just increasing your baseline of strength means that like if you're good at the skill, you can just fucking ragdoll people.
It's like a lot of my runners, like they, to be good at long distance running or just running in general, you don't have to run a lot. Like obviously you're going to need to a degree, because again, it's a skill. There are certain things you need to learn, and obviously your body needs to be able to adapt to the demands that that sport has on it. But you don't always have, like, for example, especially if you're recovering from an injury, for example, you don't need, I've just said, for example, like 3 times at the same time.
For example?
Sorry. I was just so I was tired. But like you can maintain your progress, or at least prevent losing your progress a lot by doing things like cycling, swimming, low impact stuff, but also programming those modalities to replicate the demands that running has on your body. So you can still be training your different energy systems, like your aerobic system for like long distance and endurance, your anaerobic system for being able to tolerate high demands, so lactate threshold and that sort of thing, in things like swimming or cycling that doesn't have the pressure. So I don't know, say you've hurt your foot or something in running, and still find it relatively easy to bounce back to running, or like where you were, or potentially even better if you've improved your fitness that significantly. And again, you didn't need to necessarily run. Like obviously, yes, there's a skill element there, but you're training outside of it, so your strength and conditioning doesn't need to be running to be good at the sport. So it's the same, I guess.
I think that's another thing that's interesting as well, isn't it? It's like you get a lot of like.
And it's good that it doesn't, because that's the whole point. It's injury prevent. A lot of strength and conditioning is to prevent you from getting injured.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be. It should be doing things that you don't do in the sport to expose you to that.
So that would come down to like if you're trying to get like if you're doing the gym work for sport, maybe include some stuff that your sport doesn't cover. Like if you're very up and down, you don't do any side to side.
Big powerlifter.
Yeah, classic powerlifter thing is we're very up and down. We don't do anything laterally. So even though you're to get better at your squatting, or even like even in pressing, a lot of it is
a lot of
horizontal, not vertical.
Yeah,
vertical. Yeah, a lot of
overhead stuff.
Yeah, so a lot of powerlifters neglect overhead stuff because there's this whole argument of like, well, actually, getting a stronger overhead press doesn't correlate to my bench press, so I don't want to do it. Well, 2 things. One, having stronger shoulders is probably like, okay, so argument's sake, you increase your overhead press, you notice it doesn't carry over to your bench. No, but what it does do is make your shoulders stronger, so that when you do bench, they don't fucking fall off. 2, it's if you don't use something, you lose it. So there's the element of like, if you still want to have that, maintain that strength and being able to actually lift your arms overhead efficiently, especially as you get older, if you don't do that and you then go to lift the arms overhead, you're probably going to have a shock of being like, oh fuck, all of a sudden I can't do that like what I used to. So a lot of the stuff you see, like, especially when I train people, it's like I include overhead work. It might not carry over, but 1, is going to keep their shoulders healthy, and 2, you're accessing ranges that you don't, because the whole thing is longevity. With any sport, powerlifting, whatever, it's not necessarily the strongest people that win. It's the ones that can actually go into a competition the most injury free.
Yeah.
So it's the whole thing of like, you could win a powerlifting meet or you could win a rugby tournament or whatever, not because you were the best, even though you should strive to be the best, but it's because you could get there and your knees didn't fucking explode within the first 10 minutes of trying to do something
But you also have
dynamic.
to think about like the long-term gain. Having a strength and conditioning plan that is supportive of your sport, not necessarily, obviously it will be specific to a degree, but not in the sense that it's going to replicate your sport. It's going to be specific to you. But like you're thinking about the long-term game, so understanding that you could potentially bypass or like go past someone who is arguably better than you
Yes.
because they don't do what you're doing. They get injured. They have to backtrack, weeks, potentially months, maybe even years of training to recover from the injury that they had. Whereas you're making consistent, steady progress because you're doing the work. So it won't be immediate, but that delayed gratification is really something to focus on as well and to understand like this will determine the longevity in your sport. And yeah, how
It
long
comes
you can
back
do
to
it
that
for.
consistency, doesn't it? Like you're only going to be able to make consistent progress if you're injury free.
Shock.
Yeah.
Consistency is key.
Like it comes back down to it. I know I've been hammering it in my stuff recently about consistency. It's like, even though when you're injured you can still train, but it's not going to be at that output that you actually need, like, to be moving the needle forward. So if you're having a productive 6 months and then having to have 3 months to rehab and then another productive form, like it's so up and down. Whereas like if you just take the time, okay, for argument's sake, like a program that makes you well-rounded, yes, it might not be so hyper-focused on trying to drive, like we'll use powerlifting again because it's the one we know. Like the typical IPF thing of hyper-focus on squat, bench, deadlift, that's the only thing that matters, I'm going to die on that hill. So my programming doesn't potentially look like that, but what it does do is ensure that I am more well-rounded.
Yeah.
So they get very strong very quickly, and then you might get that burnout where, oh fuck, they've hit a brick wall because one, they haven't built a base. I've spoken about that a lot.
Yeah.
But two, because they're not well rounded, they get hurt and stuff's gone to shit. And now they have to do that stuff they should have been doing 2 or 3 years ago, and they're being forced to do it now
Yeah.
because they're hurt and they need to introduce like those new ranges of motion or overhead stuff to make sure their shoulders stay healthy.
I think another classic one, I'm only saying this because there might be quite a few runners that listen to this because obviously I'm into running and a lot of my clients that are into running. You see a lot of people don't train as similar to the powerlifters, to be fair, laterally.
Yeah.
And it only takes them to trip over or they roll up their ankle and suddenly all their connective tissue just like splatter. And I have no idea how that's going to have picked up on mic, but
You're going to find out when it's deafening. You just
sorry if that was horrible. But like this is why I will always like if for myself especially, but like obviously if clients have access to it, try and get out on some trail runs, for example, like make one of your sessions trail run related rather than just always being on a treadmill or always being on a road, because your feet are naturally going to be exposed to different gradients of terrain. So you're going to get that exposure that even if you're not a trail runner, doing some trail running isn't going to do you any harm because again, your feet are going to be used to having to be running and being put under stress in different like shapes of terrain. So if you go over on your foot, for example, because you trip or your lace comes undone, it's so easy to happen. You're not going to like cave. I don't know if you've ever seen like some of these Olympic weightlifters, you see them mess up a lift or for whatever reason, like, I don't know, if they're doing like um, what's an example of
A
lifting any
snatch or a
lift?
clean and jerk.
Yeah. But
That's
you'll see
better
a lot of
too.
them, they'll get into the bottom where they're obviously in the bottom of the squat with the barbell over their head and they either lose their balance, again, so easy to do because it's so technical, and their knees like cave in, cave out, their ankles roll or whatever. And some of them will snap in half. Some of them can just bounce back out or they can roll out of it and be absolutely harm-free because they've done the work to expose their body to those positions. So even though that doesn't necessarily help them get stronger, it means that fail or whatever's just gone wrong there isn't going to throw them off their training completely because they have to then fix themselves.
That's just the thing, isn't it? Like if your tissues are unprepared, if you've never done it, if you're not prepared to be in a certain range of motion, don't be surprised you get hurt when you ask
Yeah.
your body to do it, especially when it's under load.
Mm.
So like, why wouldn't you take the time to play the long game and make sure including your accessory work is stuff to make you well-rounded and to include the stuff that your sport program, whatever, usually misses.
And it's the same with nutrition. Like, I won't go into too much detail on this, even though I easily could. But if you're looking at like on-season, off-season nutrition, it shouldn't really vary that much. And this is where a lot of athletes go wrong, because they only double down on their nutrition, they only consistently take their supplements, or they only, manage their weight, for example, when they're in prep or when they're in the big, heavy on season where, races are coming into play, competitions are coming into play, and they're having to really double down to get wherever it is they need to be. And it's like, well, what have you been doing in the months prior to this? Like, why have you let it get in such a bad place? Because not only is this making your on season a lot more difficult for you now, but it's also like you've not been able to take full advantage of that off-season training block because your nutrition supports that as well. Like, have you been feeling lethargic? Have you been feeling bloated? Have you been feeling like low on energy? Not particularly happy with yourself, retaining lots of water? That's probably because you've sacked your nutrition off completely. And this is why you're going to be much better off just focusing on the basic. And I'm not saying like you can't have that flexibility. Season is for that, obviously, but still keep some fundamentals in place, because it's going to mean that you're better prepared to, one, make the most of your training in your off season, but also to be able to carry over that so you don't end up compromising your performance in the on season because you've not prepared yourself in advance. So it's again thinking about that long-term game and understanding how neglecting those areas can have an impact on you that you might not expect because you just don't need it right then and there. So don't be a last minute person, basically.
Which brings us nicely on to the third question.
It does, actually.
What a segue. Do you want to do it?
Yeah, I mean, you can ask a question.
I'll ask because I spoke a lot more than.
Okay, yeah.
So third question is there a point in starting now, or shall I wait until January?
I've had this conversation with a few people, frustratingly, which
fucking hate resolution.
It's expected. This time of year, right? You're going to get the wave of people, especially in the health and fitness street. What did I just say? You combined two words.
Findustry.
I'm tired. I'm trying to speak quicker.
Findustry would be a good fish. Workplace. The Findustry.
The Findustry. Welcome to the Findustry.
Imagine a fish walking with a briefcase. He's doing his 9 to 5.
42 Wallaby Way.
Because I'm underwater.
What was it? 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
How's the wife and Kippers?
Yeah, okay. Starting in January, so there's so many reasons. And this is not from a point of view where we're like, start coaching in December before January. You're like, no, this is not from that angle. Although if you want to, no joking.
Both of our Instagrams will be in the bio. So
okay, so several reasons for this. If you're already thinking, what is the point in starting now? Ask yourself, why is January going to be any different?
Oh, tell them.
But no, literally why? Because if you're viewing your health and fitness as a seasonal thing, you're already setting yourself up for failure, because this is something that should be like a 24/7, 365 days a year sort of investment. And I'm not saying you have to like work your ass off for all of those days, but it should be something that you want to have at the forefront of your mind, that you want to be a priority for the rest of your life. And if you're thinking it is going to be a massive ball ache or it's going to take away from your life, then you're already either basing that off of bad experiences, or you're going in with the wrong perspective that's not going to help you be consistent and actually make this positive change that you want to, sustain and actually stick to. So already thinking like, if I'm delaying it till January, it's like the I'll start again on Monday mentality. It's not, that's not productive. You don't need me to sit here and tell you like why that doesn't work. And it's that all or nothing approach. It's that thinking like, tomorrow's going to be the day where I start my diet, or I'm going to get to the gym and I'm going to hit 5 days of training a week, when you've not even been like 2 or 3 times consistently for the last like 5 months. It's not going to happen. Why is January any different to December? And you think, oh, because Christmas is one day. Oh, but yeah, all the work dues and everything. 1, 2, 3, max a week. You've still got 3 weeks there that you can be making positive changes to support your health, fitness, strength, whatever that looks like. It doesn't make sense logically when you put it down like that, why you would start in January. Not even to mention, I don't know how you feel. Oh, you're actually okay because you train at home.
Yeah, but I worked in gyms in January for many years.
Coming from avid gym goers, like I could live in a gym.
Jesus.
No, I couldn't. I was a bit obsessed, but like
I could live in some gyms.
Yeah, no, true. I love gyms. I love different gyms. I love going to trying out different gyms. I love traveling to see different. Like, I love that environment. Don't get anxious in it. It doesn't overwhelm me. January is a completely different ball game. I hate going to the gym in January. I absolutely hate it. Not to mention the fact I also go to a fucking pure gym, so it's even more busier. Which it just.
We love pure gyms, don't we?
Yeah, so much. But any commercial gym that's going to be popular because it's cheap, because they'll do like New Year, New Me sales, and it's going to be heaving. And even for someone like myself who has the luxury of pretty much being able to go any time of day, there's no quiet point. It's always busy. And if there's going to be a time when you're going to be put off the gym, it's going to be in January. And if you're someone who's nervous about starting, you don't quite have the confidence there, maybe you don't know what you're doing, or you just feel like you're a little bit overwhelmed, that environment is going to massively exacerbate that. Now, and I think this is why it's on the forefront of my mind, because I literally had a client start back with me at the start of this week, because she was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get back to it in January, because life's just been a little bit chaotic, and she had to step back a little bit. And then she thought, actually, I'm going to hate that. I know what I'm like. That isn't for me. That environment would put me off straight away, and I don't want to start off the new year on a bad note, because the whole point is I want to get back into this. Like, I love it. I know the potential it has to make me feel good. I don't want that to tarnish that thing for me. So yeah, don't do that. But also, there's no better time like the present, as the old saying goes. Like, if you start now, you could, what was the date today? 3rd of December. When this goes out, what date is this going to be? It's going to be a Monday, which is the 8th of December. So you have 3.5 weeks to make progress. Like, that's 3.5 weeks. What's that? Like 25? That's just made that completely up.
Just those
31 minus 8. Quick maths.
Is anyone a fact check?
Minus 7, 23. Quick maths. 23 days. You can get ahead of yourself. You might think, it's not really a long, but it is. Like, 3 weeks will make, or 3.5 weeks will make the biggest difference to how you feel. It can make a massive difference to how you actually look, depending on what you do with that. And honestly, if those two things don't motivate you to get started and just start the new year off getting ahead of yourself, I don't see why you would delay it. If you've got the chance to do it now, like, let's fucking go. If you want tips on how to get started, like, again, always drop us a message, because we can point you in the right direction with that. Any thoughts, comments on that?
Yes, fucking can't stand resolutioners.
Okay.
I hate the whole thing with a passion. You know, like, oh, do January. Like how all the deals are built around January and starting and all that kind of crap. Okay. So if you miss January, what are you going to do? Wait another 11 months?
Well, yeah.
So that's fucking great logic. Good one. It's the same old bullshit. It'd be busy for a week or two. You see some new faces, then everyone fucking drops off. It's like, just focus on making it consistent.
Yeah.
That's the word. Consistency.
I just think the whole notion, though, of starting in January, like, if you ask yourself, why have you not started already? You're feeding that same narrative that has been holding you back in the first place. So the whole point of you starting now rather than January is because you're intentionally breaking that cycle and that attitude towards your health and fitness that's been putting you where you are in the first place.
The question I'd ask is, do you enjoy being weak? Do you enjoy being pathetic? You're going to wait until January to fix that? Why the fuck wouldn't you want to fix that now? You know how good it is to be strong? Tell them.
I guess you could almost think of it like...
Okay, that wasn't the reaction I wanted. It's fucking good to be strong.
What he said.
Yeah, don't be...
it's
just like...
If you were massively in debt, I don't know, say...
Yeah, but there's levels to the shit, isn't there?
No, but like, say if you're massively in debt and you've got 3.5, or I don't know, let's just say you had a deadline and you had like 6 months to be able to reach this debt payment. If someone was to say, oh, you were really stressed and you were really anxious because you felt like in such a bad headspace, you weren't happy with how you looked, how you felt, how your lifestyle was going, all of that, you weren't really confident if you were going to be able to make that sort of momentum, and someone was like, here's 3.5 extra weeks to go and make some guaranteed money to go and pay back that debt, so you start off the new year in a much better place, so the pressure's off and you can enjoy it and you can find your rhythm a little bit more. Like, you would take it if you've got any financial sense about you. Like, of course you're going to take it, because it's taking the pressure off, it's making it more enjoyable, it's making it a lot more easier, and yeah, it's making the circumstances a lot more...
I think that, like you said, the most important thing
to be successful.
It's not buying into this whole fucking new year, new me bullshit. Like, why wait to the new year?
Don't be one of them.
It's the same logic as like the summer body people.
Yeah.
Like, 8 weeks to get shredded to summer. No, it should be all time. You should be focusing on making yourself better. Why is it 8 weeks before summer? Why? Why are we buying into this fucking peddled marketing bullshit?
Like, summer, I get that you might want to feel a bit leaner, and that's totally cool if you want like a focus, but like, don't just focus on your health and fitness prior to summer.
But it's like the example before you said, when you get sports people doing their nutrition, like they're really focused on season.
Oh, you see it all the time.
And then, so what? So your whole thing of improving your life is you get hyper focused for 2 months, and then for the other 10, you just do whatever the fuck you want. Where actually, if you built that as a sustainable thing, when you did have to diet and lose a bit because you want to be shredded for summer, your starting point wouldn't be catastrophic. You wouldn't be built like a bin bag full of mash. And instead,
you go.
Yeah, instead you'd be in a better point to start dieting or start a gaining phase or start whatever the fuck it is, if you just hyperfixate on like, oh, January, summer, don't expect when your results are dog shit. Like, focus on making a consistent, sustainable thing all year round.
And this is something that I always
Pisses me off, man. Pisses me off
to
so
my
much.
clients anyway, because this
Fucking
is
hate it.
such a big reason why people fail. And we'll just use dieting for an example, because New Year, that's going to be something that is important for a lot of people. But people are like, yeah, I'm gonna diet in January. And it's like, well, what about the run up to that? You could be priming yourself for success to start a diet in January by building some consistent, solid habits now, which is exactly what I'm doing with the client that started again this week.
And it's not just her.
What?
There's so many people that you're already going like, right, cool, Christmas.
Oh,
You
yeah.
built stuff into their plans, so you go like, this thing, and you're not just going you are saying. You better explain it. You know what I'm trying to say, but I can't.
Pre-planned to make Christmas an intentional time for either maintenance, habit building, or
everyone.
just relaxing, having a bit of like free time, flexibility with family, with social occasions. But it's there to be intentional and proactive rather than reactive. And it's like, right, this time I'm not expecting your macros to be hit perfectly. I'm not expecting you to be in a deficit if your goal is weight loss. But right now we're going to be focusing on still staying active each day, still getting some really good training sessions in and using that fuel to get some PBs perhaps, or like really good quality training. We're going to be using this to enjoy some foods and a little bit more food freedom, flexibility, and stuff that you might not eat day to day just because it's out of your kind of routine. We're going to enjoy this time to spend a bit more quality time with friends, family, maybe involving food and drink, and enjoy that, because all of those aspects still massively contribute to the longevity of your health and fitness.
Yes.
But it's not necessarily chasing something like a lower number on the scales, which I wouldn't expect any client, over Christmas. Like, I wouldn't put myself through that over Christmas unless I absolutely had to. And it just means that you're still making progress, because it means that when it comes to January, you're like, oh, I've actually really knuckled down a good routine now. I kind of know what meals are working well for me. I've practiced a little bit of meal prep. I've got into a really good sleep routine. Like, I'm drinking water more consistently now. I go for like a little daily walk each day. And all of those things are going to mean that when you come to address your nutrition to support your fat loss phase, it works like clockwork. And I'll say this from like proof is in the pudding, because I have literally just come out of a dieting phase where I've lost about 5 kilos. And that has been the smoothest 5 kilos. Like, I don't really feel like it was a diet, and that's the first time that I've ever come out of a dieting phase feeling like that. And it was relatively short, but it was also effective because I'd had so long out of a dieting phase, but still focusing on good, consistent habits, that it meant when it came to one, I was feeling fresh in my head. I felt like I was really motivated. I was happy to be consistent because I knew it was just a short window that I needed to put my head down, get shit done, because I was going to have this period now where I'm no longer in a dieting phase and I can enjoy all those other things again. It wasn't forever. And that's what you want every dieting phase to be, not just something like a new year. 2026 is going to be the entire year that I dedicate to getting shredded. No one's dedicating 12 months to getting fucking lean. Like, that's not, it's not recommended. It's not healthy. And it's the same with like getting stronger or whatever. Like, you need to be fluctuating this. You need to be periodizing this appropriately to make sure that you're addressing all the different areas so that nothing burns out or nothing sort of hits a major plateau and you risk, going backwards. Okay,
breathe. Which brings us on nicely to the last question.
I kind of basically said that, didn't I?
Yeah, I think we can be specific there.
I was touching on a bit of nutrition at Christmas.
So the fourth question is nutrition at Christmas.
It's not really a question, is it?
The fourth statement is, I could say nutrition at Christmas?
Question mark?
Okay. What do you mean?
So you're going to see, I feel like, two ends of the spectrum in this world. You're going to see the fitness influencers being like, this is how you navigate your Christmas period. If you've got goals you want to chase.
Do you follow any American people?
A few. Actually,
fucking pet hate. You know how Thanksgiving's just happened?
Yeah.
It's just one day, guys. You can eat what you want. It's like, why the fuck are you telling the world that? We know.
Yeah. But like,
it's just
that's good trends.
Hey, it's okay if you eat turkey and ham and you have some stuff on one day. That's fine.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, and I fucking hate it. Don't be a slave to trends. You're not a lemming. Be your own person. Sorry, I just hate shit like that. Where it just fucking irks me.
But it's just because they don't know what content to post, and they know people are going to like that because they're like, oh yeah, that makes me feel better about myself. I'm just going to go and fill my face now with whatever food I want.
So what we're basically saying is, at Christmas time, instead of having little pigs in blanket, get normal sized sausages and normal sized bacon, and make big pigs in blanket.
And because you're an adult, which you probably are listening to this, you have free will, so you can do that. And we're just reminding you of that. So go do what you fucking want.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, like Christmas is like Christmas Day is a day. Like, I'm not going to say Christmas is only one day, because for me, it's definitely not. Like, there's loads of birthdays in my family as well. One of, mine being one of them. And there's a lot of meals out. There's a lot of family meals. There's a lot of, what would be considered an off-plan meal. There's alcohol. There's tons of desserts, and so much cheese. But I'm not going to turn it down. I'm not. But I'm also not going to eat until I feel sick. I'm not going to be eating at stupid o'clock at night so much that it's affecting my sleep. I'm not going to be eating because something's there and I fear that I'm never going to be able to have it again if I don't have it now, because January comes around and then I'm going to binge because I've got another reason why you shouldn't start in January, because you put that pressure on yourself to be a gluttonous fuck over Christmas, make yourself feel sick and shit about yourself, and you think, oh, okay, well, I hate myself even more now, so I need to diet even harder in January, so the recoil effect is even worse. Bit of a tangent again, but your nutrition, you can still be practicing your fundamental habits. You can still be eating high fiber, getting lots of fruit and veg in there, still getting protein consistently, still hitting your water target, getting out for regular walks to keep digestion in a good place, still sleeping well. And naturally you will find that, yes, go and enjoy some more flexibility with food, go and enjoy those time out with family and friends, but you don't need to think that this is going to be the only time you ever get to enjoy those foods, because if you are thinking like that, then the problem isn't what macros you're about to consume over Christmas. It's a lot deeper, and you need to be addressing that rather than physically what you're eating. It's more an emotional element. But yeah, that would be my 2 pence on it. Unless obviously you've got it's different again if you're a competitive athlete and you've got a competition coming in January. That is maybe when you'd need to be a little bit more sensible, and you're like, okay, right, enjoy Christmas Day, but let's try and keep every other day around it as similar as we can to your normal on-plan sort of days. That's different. For the majority of people, that's not going to be the case. And I think also accepting that, weight is going to spike over this time of year. Like, naturally, humans put on more weight this time of year because it's colder, the types of foods that you have. Like, again, it's normal, but it doesn't need to be something that you fear. It doesn't need to be something that you dread or feel guilty about, because providing that you're being mindful of what you're doing, you're still trying to stay in touch with your hunger cues, you're still trying to practice, those fundamental habits that I've just mentioned, you're going to be fine. You're going to be absolutely fine. And any weight that you gain, majority of it is going to be like water retention. There might be a little bit of body fat. It will take no time at all to get that back down to, normal.
Hunger cues? People are queuing to be hungry?
You know what I mean.
I know.
Listening to your fullness. Don't eat so quick, take
What's
your
a
time.
fullness?
Walk, okay. I wouldn't say you do that.
What?
Eat until you're over full.
No.
The way you said that made it sound like
I'm not talking to people there. I'm guarding my food.
You don't share.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's a pet hate. Sharing. Oh. Oh, should we just get some bits so we can all do? No, fuck off. I would know what I want. You're staying away from my shit. You want to get your picky bits.
You
Have your
have
picky bits.
tapas with. What if we went for a date and I was like, can we go to this really, in fact, I know a really nice tapas restaurant, but you'd be rubbish at it. Because do you know what tapas is? It's like that, the way you got lots of little dishes and you share them.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't want people's.
But the food is
I
delicious.
don't want people fingering my food. No thanks.
You use cutlery, but like.
Yeah, I know, but it's just the thought. Just fuck off. No.
What if we went to an Italian and I wanted 2 different pizzas?
No. Ask for half and half.
What if I wanted a bit of pizza and a bit of pasta?
Right. I could tolerate if you wanted 2 different pizzas that I order the one and you order the other, and we we literally do a trade for slices. That is fine. I draw the line at saying I'll have pasta and you have pizza so we can mix them up. Fuck no. I want to stick with the same thing. I do not want to introduce a new food into that. Absolutely not.
It's still like carbs.
Yeah, I know, but I don't.
Delicious carbs.
I picked pizza because I want pizza. I don't want to pick pizza and can I have 2 slices for
pasta?
pasta?
Because you knew that you wouldn't really care and I would have what I wanted.
If you want, you can have a pizza for a starter and pasta for.
No, I'd be too full.
No, man, no.
I want a bit of both. Because I love that. I love a picky food because I'm very indecisive and I like to get loads of different flavours.
I like a picky tea.
Yeah. Well,
but we're not sharing.
It's not the same. That's true.
We're having the same things, and I'm having my portion. You're having your portion. I just don't like. Shit. I just don't like it. Just drives me insane.
Have you tried sushi yet?
No.
Oh, sushi's one of my favourites, but that doesn't have to be a sharing one. You can have.
No, I want anything. It goes with anything. I want my own.
What about like if you have a Chinese, and a lot of people tend to order loads of different dishes? And
no, I'd order the things I want. Honestly, it doesn't like the reason I'm ordering the things
Yeah,
off
but
the
you still have a good plate of food. You'd be full.
yeah, and it's all the stuff I want. Fuck off.
Yeah, but what if we wanted, say, I don't know, oh God, it's been ages since I've had a Chinese, but like, what if you, I don't know, ordered one and we got like a chow mein, we got like a crispy beef, we got like you wouldn't get salt, ribs, I don't know, what's another,
Right. I get okay.
a rice and
Right.
whatever. And we were like, yeah, we both like all of those dishes. Would you then share it?
But I wouldn't say that's sharing. I'd say we have made a decision, both of us, saying that we like all of those things and we're going to have an equal portion of each.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's true.
If I was saying like, oh, I'm going to have this beef, and you're saying, oh, I'm having this chicken, oh, can I have a bit of your beef? No, I've ordered that.
But that's only
mine.
because you don't like chicken, so I couldn't trade you.
Well, I couldn't think of another example, but like I was saying, in that example, I would. But
on this note, guys, what food should we get Alex to try? Because I
I'm
make
not your
it my
performing monkey.
I didn't say you were, but I do make it my.
She's bullying neurodiverse people. She's bullying an autism.
Say that.
She's bullying an autism.
No, Alex is he's gone into this sort of window in the last year.
Window? About?
Like, where you just eat the same thing on repeat every single day.
Yeah,
and it's not that what you eat is inherently bad. It's not, but it's lack of variety.
Yeah,
is
but I'm happy with it.
No, I'm not. It doesn't matter. Your gut isn't.
My gut's fine.
Your health isn't.
My gut's fine. My gut likes it. It goes yum yum yum.
Put 3 hands up. Do the Scout's honor and tell me your gut's fine.
My gut's fine.
How do you know that? Based off what information?
I feel fine. I'm not bloated anymore.
That's because we introduced some variety to his diet.
No, well, I eat that same thing for breakfast every time.
Yeah, but
and it's yummy.
Oh, what else? So you're not bloated? You feel fine? How's your sleep?
Well, that's not related.
How's your mood all the time?
Fine.
How's your digestion all the time?
It has to be these questions.
How
My
your
mood.
bowel movements all the time?
I have some good-looking poos.
My point is, variety is something that everyone should have in their diet.
Tism.
Also, it limits you from what food you can have. Like you know, restaurants and stuff like that, and having different
does my head in.
cultures of
When I go out, I know the foods I like. I'm going to stick to the foods I like.
because
Why would I risk? Why would I gamble?
You can only go to restaurants that serve burgers or steak.
No.
I don't think I've ever seen you eat anything else.
I'm offended by that.
But you couldn't go to like a tapas restaurant, for example. You couldn't go to a sushi restaurant because you've never tried sushi before. You couldn't really go to. Would you even go to an Indian? You're not really.
I've been to Indians before. I'm not a curry fan. I'll go to an Indian.
What would you have there?
I don't know, food.
Yeah, exactly. It's my point. I want you to be confident in knowing that I like this variety because there's so many foods, fruits, veg, all of that you've tried since we've been together, and you're like, yeah, actually, that's really nice. Greek yogurt being one of them, but like anyway, and you love that now, but you would have never tried that if I didn't force you to. So I'm just thinking, like, what else is going to be out there that you really like? So I'm not bullying neurodivergence at all. I'm doing this because I care.
Yeah. I'm being held hostage.
Also, I'm a massive foodie and I don't want to be limited by what we can and can't do because you're like, you've never tried it before. And I also don't want to put you under pressure and make you feel like, oh, shit, now I feel stressed because I don't want to do that. But then I don't want you to think like, oh, now I'm limiting Hannah and what she can eat. Like, I want you to be able to experience those things too because they're fucking good.
It's never led me astray so far.
Anyway, put in the comments below what Alex should be eating next.
Jesus Christ.
Whether it's a type of cuisine, type of meal.
We could do it on here.
What? A taste test?
New foods. I could try it on here.
Foods. What, on the podcast?
Yeah.
Maybe we can make that instead of the funny question at the start. We're like, hello, welcome to the podcast episode. Alex is going to try a pomegranate.
I've had pomegranate.
Yeah, you had, and you
like
them.
pomegranate seeds.
Yep.
No, I haven't had pomegranate. I've had the seeds. I like the seeds.
Yeah, that's what people eat.
What's the actual fruit taste like?
It's just the seeds. You peel a pomegranate and it's just seeds.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice with salads.
There you go. I can get bullied into eating stuff on this podcast like the performing monkey I am, apparently.
Ooh, you make that sound like low-key abusive.
I'm going to learn Morse code in Blink so I can... I can go...
Anything else to add to that?
What did we
We've
say?
been yapping on for an hour. How have we done that? I'm going to wrap it up here.
What did I say last time? Bird goddess wingspan, didn't I?
Yeah. Fun fact to round this off.
Oh, it's always... you know, when sharks attack you, they don't actually look, they look away at the last minute because they've got that thing, that second bit of skin that goes over their eye.
Yeah.
So it's protecting their eye from when they get damaged when they lunge in. So a shark isn't actually got its eyes open looking at you when it goes in for that bite.
Interesting. Why do you know that?
Because I was obsessed with sharks when I was younger. Or just animals in general. Sharks. They got that little lid that goes across.
What's it called?
I don't know.
I used to know the word for it, but I can't remember.
I also knew the one about the electrical impulse thing that I told you.
That was interesting, actually.
They can detect electrical impulses. They've got little nodes on them.
Yeah.
So there you go. Shark fact.
Is that their sixth sense?
Yeah, I don't know if all of them have it, but I know like some of them
do.
There's also if you flip them upside down, it puts them to like a what's it called, like a state, something state. They go like to sleep. They go in a trance.
Guys, if you have any fun facts, please DM them us, because I love a good fun fact. Doesn't have to be related to nutrition or training whatsoever. It could be completely random, like they were. But yeah, feel free to share. And on that note, I'm gonna love you and leave you because I'm tired and I'm not gonna say what time it is now. And yeah, any last words?
I said my
Peace out. Back for episode 9, which we probably do know what it's gonna be on. But I'm not gonna say anything just yet because we need to
can
get it
tease that
recorded.
on.
Yeah,
If it does
maybe.
happen, we can tease that.
It's gonna be a good one anyway, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Love you lots. Bye.
Bye.
Oh wait, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment,
Yeah,
question,
thanks.
thoughts, links, and all the rest, and share and love and thanks. Bye. Love you. Bye.